What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 3HT Chapter 46 Lightning Style Kirin, 100 times reward, big breakout today, put on shelves tomorrow, breakout again. Ye Huo took a closer look at the difference between the two rewards. There are many Chidori Ryu, which is better in quantity, but the power of each Chidori Ryu is average, and the range can reach up to 10 meters away from the body. There are still only 9 Chidori rivers in number, but each Chidori river is extremely powerful and can extend to 500 meters away. Qin Fang touched his chin and thought carefully. The Chidori Ryu branches out 9 lightning arcs, which are enough for most attacks. So the quality should still be improved. I choose to increase the power of the 9 lightning arcs. As Ye Huo's voice fell, the 9 lightning arcs around Ye Huo changed instantly. The 9 lightning arcs suddenly doubled in thickness. And the color changed from the original white to ink. Black thunder. Ye Huo was slightly surprised. I don't know how powerful the Chidori Ryu is. Deidara, if you're not dead, hurry up and get 9 clay dolls to attack me. Not far away, Deidara's head popped up and said with a smile, "Little boss, did I hear you right? You want me to attack you? Cut the nonsense and hurry up." Deidara smiled and put his hands into the clay pockets without doubting his good intentions. Not long after, both hands spat out a puddle of clay. The clay turned into 2 puppets and rushed towards Ye Huo at extremely fast speeds. Ye Huo holds the true god grass pheasant sword. Ye Huo swept over with his sword and hit 2 clay dolls in the middle. However, the clay doll's body was sticky, and it immediately stuck to the blade of the pheasant sword. Deidara chuckled and said, "Little boss, you have to be careful, drink." As soon as Deidara shouted, the true god grass pheasant sword suddenly released blazing white lightning. The doll was cut in 2 and did not explode. Deidara was not surprised. He separated the clay threads and controlled the 4 lumps of clay to turn into 4 dolls. Deidara chuckled and said, "Little boss, your trick is useless." Ye Huo wielded the true god grass pheasant sword again and chopped the 4 dolls into 8 pieces. Delata divided 4 more clay lines, and they suddenly turned into 8 dolls. Haha, little boss, look at my move. 8 dolls suddenly pounced on Ye Huo from all directions. Deidara completed the seal and was about to shout, but Ye Huo got there first. Lightning style Chidori style. The next moment, 9 black lightning snakes exploded the clay doll instantly. The 8 clay dolls exploded in an instant. The last shot rubbed Deidara's forehead and hit the frog statue behind him. Boom. A loud noise came from behind. Rocks were flying, strong winds were blowing, and electric current was surging. Even though he was far away, Deidara still felt the strong electric current remaining in the air. The electricity made his body a little paralyzed. The chakra in his body was affected, and his hair stood on end. Deidara slowly turned around, and the center of the 10-meter-tall frog statue behind him was shot through. Sunlight shines from the center of the stone statue. Deidara swallowed, turned back slowly, looked at Ye Huo and laughed dryly. "Well, little boss, if this happens again in the future, you should go to Zabuza. I am Earth style, and I am specifically restrained by your lightning style, little boss. Practice with me, but you can't improve your strength, boss." Ye Huo was very satisfied with the power of Chidori Ryu. He glanced at Deidara and said with a smile, "Look at how cowardly you are." Ye Huo converged the chakra, put away the true god grass pheasant sword, and walked towards the depths of Mount Myoboku. Mount Myoboku is another world. The vastness of its area can be described as endless. There are many geographical environments. Hills, lakes, swamps and more. Ye Huo came to a high mountain. The mountains are surrounded by mountains. Bare and devoid of any living things. Ye Huo sat cross-legged on the top of the mountain, practicing chakra and weighing quietly. 1 month. 2 months. 3 months. It was midsummer at Mount Myoboku. This day at noon, the originally sunny skies suddenly became gloomy. The strong wind blows on the top of the mountain, the night fire's long hair is fluttering, and the clothes are rustling. Boom. A muffled thunder rolled past. Ye Huo slowly opened his eyes. Look up to the sky. After waiting for 3 months, the thunderstorm finally arrived. Ye Huo mobilizes the chakra in the body. 3 Magatama appeared in the left eye, and then began to rotate rapidly to form a snowflake-shaped million-flowered pupil. Ye Huo formed a seal with his hands, and a flash of lightning suddenly appeared on his palms. Ye Huo raised his hand in the air, and the power of Wanwatong reached ultimate. He clearly felt that the thunder in the void seemed to be attracted by the thunder in his palm. There was a flash of lightning, and almost at that moment, Ye Huo's right hand was hit by a thunderbolt as thick as a thumb. The powerful power of Wanwatong was released instantly, allowing Ye Huo to control the continuous transformation of this thunder. Ye Huo continued to control this thunder, not letting it dissipate, but letting it hover in the air, constantly absorbing the free ions in the thunder clouds. Under Ye Huo's control, this thunder kept absorbing and growing stronger. The light shining in the thunderclouds grew bigger and bigger. The roar was getting louder and louder. A thunder and lightning unicorn is slowly condensing. Finally, after an hour, the form of the thunder and lightning unicorn has been fully revealed. There was a constant roar in the sky, like the roar of an ancient beast. With every sound, the surrounding mountains trembled slightly. Ye Huo felt that the thunder in the void had reached the limit of his control. If it continues to be absorbed, it will be out of his control. Ye Huo looked at a mountain peak in the distance. His right hand pulled down sharply. That moment, a lightning unicorn struck the mountain instantly. Click. There was a loud noise that shook the sky and the earth. The top of the mountain was instantly turned into powder. The entire top of the mountain was flattened. The mountain is covered with cracks and scorched pits. The injuries were horrific and jaw-dropping. Ye Huo's eyes widened. The power of this lightning-style unicorn is simply terrifying. At this moment, the system's voice sounded again. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations to host for getting the lightning-style Kirin. 100 times reward trigger. 1. Lightning-style Kirin group. Bring down 100 thunder and lightning Kirin at once. 2. Lightning-style super powerful Kirin. Attracting a lightning Kirin at a time increases its power by 100 times. Ye Huo was overjoyed when he saw the rewards from the system. Lightning-style Kirin, this is a big move. He needs to be careful about which reward he chooses. After all, 100 lightning-style unicorns are good. Or is it better to have a lightning-style unicorn with 100 times more power? Ye Huo thought of Sasuke's battle with Itachi. Itachi's 8-foot mirror is an absolute defense. Even a strike from lightning-style's powerful Kirin can definitely be defended. But what if there were 100 unicorns landing one after another? So, I choose. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time. August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 47. The Rebellion of Nine Tails, 4/7. It broke out today, and it will break out tomorrow when it is released, so feel free to read and collect. I choose Lightning-style Unicorn Group. As Xin Fang's voice fell, Xin Fang suddenly felt that his control over Lei Li had undergone fundamental changes. He can control the free lightning in the void and condense it into a unicorn, and can even reach the point where thunder can be dropped from the clear sky. Next, Ye Huo practiced for another month. We finally reached the point where we could land thunder in clear skies. Calculating the time, Kushina should be in labor. The Nine Tails Rebellion should have already begun. Ye Huo ended his training at Mount Myoboku, back to Konoha. The first thing Ye Huo did when he came back was to go home and see Makoto. Makoto was holding a little baby in his arms and muttering, "Sasuke, Sasuke, when you grow up, you can't imitate your heartless big brother." It's been almost 6 months and there's still no sign of anyone. As he said this, Makoto's eyes turned red and 2 tears fell. Makoto wiped the corners of his eyes. This little heartless guy is so cruel. Ye Huo suddenly felt that his heart was filled with panic. Although he came from time travel, he also grew up on Makoto's milk. No matter what, Makoto is his mother in this life. He is not a heartless person. Ye Huo feels ashamed of Makoto. "Hey, Mom, are you crying for me?" Makoto was obviously startled when he heard this familiar voice. He slowly turned his head and looked at the door. Ye Huo was leaning against the door, looking at him with a smile. Makoto's tears couldn't stop flowing down. He gently put down Sasuke, and then rushed to Ye Huo with a slap in the air. "You little brat. You left without saying a word to me, and you asked Kushina to tell me. I'll beat you for being such an unworthy person." Ye Huo closed his eyes, but after waiting for a moment, he didn't wait for a slap, but instead waited for a warm embrace. Makoto hugged Ye Huo tightly. Tears kept falling from the corners of his eyes, soaking Ye Huo's clothes. "You little heartless thing. You have a quarrel with your father and you don't even want your mother anymore?" Waves of warmth flowed through Ye Huo's heart. His hand slowly wrapped around Makoto's back. He said slowly, "I'm sorry." Ye Huo's apology made Makoto cry even more, and gently beat Ye Huo's back. "Do you know? I haven't had any news from you for half a year. I'm so worried. Do you know? This heartless person." "Mom, don't worry, I will never leave without a trace again." Ye Huo made up his mind that he would never let Makoto get any harm in this life. He doesn't care whether he has traveled through time or not. But that was all he had in mind at the moment. Who dares to touch Makoto? Whoever must die. Even Itachi must die. Makoto asked Itachi to take care of Ye Huo, and he was busy making delicious food for Ye Huo. Ye Huo had a hearty meal, then coaxed Makoto to sleep, and then came to Hokage's office. When? Ye Huo knocked on the wooden door. "Come in." It was Minato's voice. Squeak. Ye Huo opened the door and walked in slowly. Minato is reviewing the document. "Minato-sensei, long time no see." Ye Huo spoke slowly, and Minato's hands suddenly froze. Minato slowly raised his head. When he saw it was Ye Huo, he was stunned for a second. Then he recovered and couldn't help but said, "Ye Huo? It's me. Why, we haven't seen each other for only half a year, and I can't even recognize my apprentice?" A soft smile appeared on Minato's face. "You brat, I haven't seen you for half a year, and you have grown a lot taller. You have been practicing for half a year, and now you are almost as strong as the teacher." "No, I'm far worse than the teacher," Ye Huo said with a smile. "Let's go to the teacher's house." The teacher will cook in person and cook you 2 delicious dishes. We, master and apprentice, can have a good time catching up on old times. Minato put down the documents and took Ye Huo to the small house. After a while, Minato cooked 4 dishes and 1 soup, and Ye Huo ate it without any politeness. Kushina on the side said with some distress, "You also have to have a certain temper in your cultivation. You can't go away for half a year in the future. Do you know, your mother I'm worried about you. Have you gone to see your mother?" Ye Huo nodded. "I've seen you before. My mother just went to bed and I came here." As he said that, Ye Huo put down the bowl and chopsticks, glanced at Kushina's belly, and his expression became solemn. Every word was extremely heavy. "Master wife, how long until you give birth?" "The official day is in 5 days. What's wrong?" Looking at Ye Huo, who suddenly became serious, Kushina and Minato were confused. Ye Huo said with a solemn expression, "Teacher, Shimu, during my training period, I encountered an organization called Shao. The primary goal of this organization is to capture tailed beasts. I fought against Akatsuki members once. They were extremely powerful and I lost." This passage was compiled by Ye Huo. He couldn't directly say that Obito would take the opportunity to take away 9 tails. He could only use Akatsuki as an excuse to make Minato more vigilant. Minato pondered for a moment. "I've heard of the Akatsuki organization, but it's just a small organization in the Land of Rain. How come it's not even a match for you, Ye Huo?" Ye Huo said solemnly, "Yes, Master is about to give birth. When Naruto is born, Master will be at her weakest. I was really worried that they would do something to Master, so I ended my training early and hurried back." Minato's face suddenly became serious. "You mean, they will attack Kushina?" "I don't know, but if I were to put myself in someone else's shoes, if I were the leader of Akatsuki, I would definitely not miss this opportunity." Seeing the solemn expressions of the master and apprentice, Kushina smiled and said in order to lighten the atmosphere, "It's okay. 3rd generation has sent a lot of Anbu to protect me secretly, and the place where I gave birth to Naruto is extremely confidential, and there will be many traps. Restriction, nothing will happen." Ye Huo's voice suddenly became serious. "I hope you can take this matter seriously. I thought that with my current strength, even teacher Minato might not be able to suppress me, but that person from the Akatsuki organization could easily suppress me. If I hadn't run fast, I might not have been able to come back. One of them can even use space ninjutsu. He can make his body become void. During the time of emptiness, his body can penetrate any object. Any ninjutsu physical attack will have no effect on him. He can easily penetrate any restraint, and he also has the Sharingan." As soon as these words came out, Minato's face became even more gloomy, and Kushina finally became serious instead of laughing just now. Minato looked at Ye Huo and said, "Then, set up 2 locations A and B. A is real and B is fake. The fake ones should be put in plain sight to confuse the public. Then the real Anbu and I will personally guard it." Hearing this, Ye Huo shook his head and said, "This is too simple. I think we should set up another most secret location based on Teacher Minato's plan. Teacher Minato only told me and 3rd generation about this location, and I am responsible for all of it. Guard work." Minato smiled and said, "Ye Huo, Master is very pleased that you are so interested. Then we will set up 3 locations according to your wishes." But Ye Huo shook his head and said, "No, this is not enough. It broke out today, and it will break out tomorrow when it is released, so feel free to read and collect. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 48 Invasion of Konoha, 5/7 outbreak today, on shelves tomorrow, big breakout. Isn't this enough? Minato and Kushina were both stunned. This kind of protection is already very tight. If this is not enough, what kind of protection is needed? Ye Huo shook his head. "Of course it's not enough. What I described above is for others to see. Teacher, you must determine the 4th production location yourself. This 4th location, from site selection, to construction, to finally the birth of baby Naruto, the whole series of processes, no one else can participate, must be completed by you, Minato-sensei. When the production is completed, Minato-sensei will first enter the B-shaped preparation area, then use Flying Thunder God to enter the fixed character location under my control, and finally use Flying Thunder God to enter the T-shaped area that only you, the teacher, know. For the sake of safety, it is best for the 4 reserve areas to be at the same distance. This way, if something unexpected happens that we didn't expect, we can provide timely support. In this way, we can be foolproof." Minato nodded. "Okay, let's do it this way, just to be prepared. By the way, just in case, I would like to ask my master's wife to cooperate." Minato followed Ye Huo's plan and chose 4 places in total. The first place, where Kushina is born, is hidden from almost everyone and is guarded by a large number of Konoha shinobi. The second location, the production site of the B number, is known to only a few people and is guarded by elite Anbu ninjas, who have set up many powerful barriers. The third place, where the C name is produced, is only known to a few people such as 3rd generation and Ye Huo, and this place is completely guarded by Ye Huo, and Konoha shinobi are not allowed to approach it. Minato is the only one who knows where the T sign is located, but he doesn't know the specific defense. Outside Konoha village, on the top of the mountain, a ninja is looking at Konoha village. This ninja wore a black cloak embroidered with fire clouds, and a spiral mask on his head, with only one right eye exposed, in which 3 Magatama slowly rotated. After watching for a moment, a strange creature suddenly appeared on the ground beneath his feet. This creature has 2 blade-like things on its shoulders, and a face that is black and white. If Ye Huo saw it, he would definitely recognize it. The one wearing the black cape is Obito. That strange creature is Zetsu. White Zetsu's hoarse voice slowly sounded. There are 3 locations where Nine-Tails Jinchuriki will give birth. Danzo can give us the specific address, but he has 2 requirements. The first is to help him destroy Uchiha. The second is that he wants us to get Uchiha within half a month. Ye Huo's 10,000 flowers eyes. Obito, do you want to promise him? Obito's eyes gradually deepened. We still have a lot of cooperation to do with Danzo, so let's agree to this, right? In addition, Danzo said that Namikaze Minato has been acting strangely recently. In addition to the usual 3 locations in the Hokage office, he disappeared for a long time. There may be a 4th location. Obito said slowly, it doesn't matter. I have learned to control the 9 tails summoning technique. With a little use, I can release the 9 tails from Jinchuriki's body. Although it will alarm Minato and lose the opportunity for a sneak attack, it doesn't matter. But just to be on the safe side, prepare some more white Zetsu, and make sure to get 9 tails this time. Time passes day by day. On this day, it was finally time for Kushina to give birth. Minato held Kushina in his arms, cast Flying Thunder God, and entered the B-shaped delivery location. The whole of Konoha suddenly became nervous. When Jinchuriki gives birth to a child, her own power will be greatly weakened, and the effect of the seal will also be sharply reduced. There is an aura of tension permeating the upper echelons of Konoha. Minato had just entered the B-shaped delivery site, and Uzumaki Mito also arrived to prepare for Kushina's delivery. Minato used Flying Thunder God again to teleport Mito and Kushina to the C-shaped delivery site defended by Ye Huo. In the house, Ye Huo slowly opened his eyes and nodded towards the flying Minato. Minato casts Flying Thunder God again, sending the Vortex Mito and Kushina to a location only Minato knows. Deidara on the side curled her lips. Why don't you just give birth to a baby? I'll make you nervous. Ye Huo glared at Deidara. If you encounter an emergency, your ninjutsu is too destructive, so use it with caution. Okay, I'll listen to you, little boss. Ye Huo took out a scroll and slowly opened it. There was a seal on it. Delata asked curiously, little boss, what is in here? Nothing. Ye Huo did not explain, but put the scroll aside and glanced at it from time to time. At this moment, a huge explosion suddenly came from the distance. Ye Huo's spirit immediately became tense. He picked up the seal scroll, and his figure flashed outside the door and looked into the distance. Thick smoke billowed from the northwest and a raging fire broke out. Konoha shinobi all ran to put out the fire. Some villagers seemed to be in a panic and ran towards them. My heart suddenly became tense. At that moment, Ye Huo inspired the advanced sage body. His perception instantly rose to an extremely terrifying state. Everything is fine with him here. As these villagers approached him, Ye Huo noticed something strange. He couldn't explain the feeling clearly, but it was just weird. The villagers kept running towards him. The weird feeling is getting stronger and stronger. Ye Huo's spirit was completely lifted. A large amount of chakra pours into the eyes. 3 Magatama appeared in the left eye, quickly turning into a million-flowered pupil. Ye Huo clearly saw that these ordinary villagers had a large amount of chakra in their bodies. Ye Huo immediately shouted, everyone, stop, don't come near. The villagers were stunned for a moment, and then said, Master Ye Huo, we just want to pass from here. Ye Huo said coldly, I told you, no traffic is allowed here, please take a detour. But at this moment, a violent roar broke out again in the distance. The villagers panicked and immediately rushed forward. Ye Huo frowned, and the tyrannical magic chakra condensed into a big orange hand, grabbed the rushing villagers, and threw them away in one fell swoop. The next moment, the villager screamed, and a small sapling emerged from his body, and then began to grow crazily, turning into a towering tree. Ye Huo's pupils shrank, and he instantly pulled out the true god grass pheasant sword, slashing through the bodies of the villagers in front of him in an instant. The bodies of dozens of villagers were chopped into 2 pieces, and their bodies turned into big trees. However, almost at the same time, big trees suddenly jumped out in front of Ye Huo and wrapped around Ye Huo. Ye Huo's pupils shrank. Wood style? Black Zetsu? It breaks out today, it will be on the shelves tomorrow, it will break out. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 49. The complete explosion of Black Zetsu, 6/7. It breaks out today, it will be on the shelves tomorrow, it will explode. Stab. Stab. The true god grass pheasant sword bloomed with lightning. With a swing of the sword, wood style broke into 2 sections one after another. On the land in front of Ye Huo, a strange creature slowly rose. Only half of his face is black. A hoarse voice slowly sounded. Konoha's divine fire ninja, I didn't expect to have Grandmaster Lightning style.
Ye Huo narrowed his eyes and pointed the tip of his sword at Black Zetsu.
There are still many things you don't know. The true god Kusanagi sword instantly extended and pierced Black Zetsu's chest. Stab, sting, sting. The blazing white lightning destroys Black Zetsu's body and paralyzes his movements. The sacred weapon Pheasant Sword is actually in your hand. As soon as Black Zetsu finished speaking, dozens of white Zetsu suddenly jumped out of the ground, rushing towards Ye Huo from all directions, shouting with ferocious faces.
Kill him! Kill him! Ye Huo was surprised. Underground, these white Zetsu are hidden beneath the feet of the previous white Zetsu.
I regard the white Zetsu above and below the ground as one. No wonder I didn't notice it. Lightning style Super Chidori style. Crack crack crack. At that moment, 9 black lightning arcs appeared around Ye Huo's body. Dozens of white Zetsu were instantly penetrated by the 9 Chidori Ryu.
The powerful lightning style shattered their heads and pierced their bodies.
All white Zetsu died tragically in an instant. In Ye Huo's palm, the true god Sao Pheasant Sword shines brightly with thunder and light.
Countless lightning beams shot through Black Zetsu's body.
Black Zetsu's body was completely shattered. Almost at the same time, more trees suddenly appeared on the ground around Ye Huo.
These trees were bare without branches, like big green snakes, gathering in formation and pressing towards Ye Huo.
Ye Huo looked solemn. There was no way Black Zetsu would die so easily. The true god Grass Pheasant Sword in Ye Huo's palm bloomed with brilliant thunder. The crackling sound was endless. Ye Huo swung his sword, and all the trees were cut off by Ye Huo. However, more trees grew again. Another Black Zetsu figure emerged from the ground. I am the earth.
Before he could finish his words, Ye Huo shot out a Chidori spear from his palm, instantly piercing Black Zetsu's throat.
Ye Huo waved his hand and chopped off Black Zetsu's head. But more trees all around rushed towards Ye Huo. Immediately afterwards, the third Black Zetsu emerged from the surface. Ye Huo frowned. Are they all clones? Suddenly his expression changed and he looked into the distance. In that direction, he felt the cold chakra of 9 tails. Finally, have you found it? Black Zetsu stopped entangled with Ye Huo and slowly sank into the ground.
Ye Huo looked solemn and took out the seal scroll instantly.
It unfolded instantly and slapped a palm on the palm print above. In an instant, a red 9 tails chakra shot into the sky. Immediately afterwards, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth 9 tails chakra also rose into the sky. A few days ago, Ye Huo asked Kushina to isolate some 9 tails chakra. Then seal it with a seal scroll. There are 8 seal scrolls in total, and each one is given to a trustworthy ninja.
In case of emergency, open the seal and release the 9 tails chakra inside to confuse the audience.
Ye Huo raised the corner of his mouth and said, Obito, let me see how you can tell. At this time, I am in a dark corner of Konoha village. Obito's eyes were filled with astonishment. He checked all 3 places and couldn't find Kushina. So I cast summoning. He never expected it. 9 tails chakra suddenly appeared. Konoha would actually come up with such a way to confuse the situation. However, do you think this can stop me? Obito's figure quickly passed through the buildings. He easily passed through any place where the 9 tails chakra spread out. Finally, Obito came to Ye Huo. At that moment, 2,000 flowered pupils faced each other. The true god Grass Pheasant Sword in Ye Huo's palm instantly cut through Obito's body. Obito disappeared without stopping. Damn it. Ye Huo chased after him instantly. At this time, we are in the T-shaped basin. Kushina clutched the quilt tightly with both hands, covered in cold sweat, and screamed in pain. It hurts me so much, Minato, I'm going to die. Naruto, come out quickly. Minato held Kushina's hand and followed anxiously. Naruto, come out quickly, come out quickly. Mito on the side pushed Kushina's belly. Kushina, push harder, little Naruto will come out soon. Ah, it hurts me so much. I never want to have children again. Ah, Kushina shouted in pain. Minato was so anxious that he was sweating. Little Naruto, come out quickly. Kushina took a few quick breaths and grabbed Minato tightly. After holding back all her strength, she pushed hard and shouted heartbreakingly, ah.
Wow, a cry suddenly came, and little Naruto was finally born.
Wow, wow, little Naruto cried loudly, while Kushina lay on the bed unable to lift a finger. It's a boy. A smile appeared on Uzumaki Mito's old cheeks, and he gently removed the dirt from Naruto's body and wrapped it with a cloth. However, at this moment, a black shadow suddenly jumped in, kicked Mito away, and grabbed Naruto. Obito held Naruto with his left hand, threw Naruto up suddenly, and shot a kunai at Naruto. Naruto! Kushina exclaimed. Minato immediately pounced on Naruto and swung the kunai away. Obito exclaimed, it is indeed a yellow flash. Sizzle. The detonator behind Naruto began to burn.
Minato left the room instantly, threw the detonating talisman aside, and then teleported to Ye Huo's side, handing Naruto over to Ye Huo. Ye Huo, little Naruto will be left to you. After saying that, Minato disappeared instantly. Ye Huo hugged little Naruto, and his heart suddenly sank.
A lot of doubts were laid. Still, Obito succeeded. Ye Huo's figure instantly disappeared from the place and shot towards Uchiha.
He happened to see a large number of Konoha shinobi rushing towards Uchiha.
Ye Huo ignored it, handed little Naruto to Makoto, and then left Uchiha again. On the other side, Minato returned to the T-shaped delivery area, but the man in black and Kushina had long disappeared. Konoha Back Mountain. Black talismans bound Kushina's body. The seal on the chest is completely exposed. Kushina gasped, looked at the man in black in front of her and said, "Who? Are you? And what do you want to do?"
Pull 9 tails out of your body and destroy this filthy Konoha first. Obito's voice was full of coldness. In his opinion, Konoha had failed him and Minato had failed him.
What? What did you say? Kushina looked at the man in black in front of her in fear. HMPH, Obito snorted, I have erased the mark of Minato's technique on you. Now that you don't have Minato's protection, and you just gave birth to a child, your strength is as weak as ultimate, and the seal is looser than ever. I have been waiting for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many years. The excitement in Obito's tone could no longer be suppressed. He began to form seals quickly with both hands, blue chakra emerged from his 5 fingers, and he slapped the seal on Kushina's abdomen. 9 tails, come out. It breaks out today, it will be on the shelves tomorrow, it will break out. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 50 Do I Want to Be 9 Tails Jinchuriki? 7/7? Breaking out today, on shelves at 12 o'clock p.m., breaking out. Blood red, cold and evil chakra flowed from Kushina's abdomen. Obito's eyes moved rapidly. In Kushina's belly, 3 Magatama also appeared in the pupils of 9 tails, and they were bound by Obito's pupil power.
Obito flew to the gate of Konoha. Make quick gestures with both hands.
He slapped the ground suddenly. Bang, there was a loud bang.
9 tails' huge body, nearly 150 meters tall, suddenly appeared.
Call. The wind howled. The cold chakra instantly filled the entire Konoha village. In the Uchiha tribe, Itachi held Sasuke and Makoto held Naruto, looking towards the direction where the coldness came from. Uchiha Fugaku led his tribe just as they were about to run towards the gate. Suddenly, a group of Konoha shinobi stopped Fugaku and other Uchiha tribesmen.
Lord Danzo, the Uchiha tribe members are prohibited from leaving the Uchiha tribe's territory. One Uchiha was furious, what do you mean? Do you consider us your enemies?
The Konoha shinobi simply said, we are just following orders. Fugaku's face darkened and he said slowly, I want to see the 3rd generation. Konoha shinobi said, the 3rd generation has gone to the front line. Everyone, please wait quietly here. Uchiha was about to explode in anger but was stopped by Fugaku. Okay, we'll wait here. Fugaku immediately sat down cross-legged and closed his eyes to rest. The Uchiha tribesman looked at the Konoha shinobi in front of him angrily. A feeling of being doubted and abandoned came to everyone Uchiha's heart. The gate of Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen bit his finger and quickly formed a seal. Ape King, Ape Demon, come out. Bang. A white-haired old monkey suddenly appeared, wrapping his arms around his chest, looking at 9 tails in front of him, and then moved his gaze to 3rd generation. Hiruzen, you were careless, and you actually let 9 tails come out of Jinchuriki's body. Now is not the time to talk about this. Ape Demon, please turn into a golden cudgel. Okay, transform. The Ape Demon jumped up and instantly turned into a golden hoop. Sarutobi Hiruzen grasped the golden hoop that the monkey demon had turned into, and pushed it forward. The golden cudgel grew suddenly and hit 9 tails directly on the chest, pushing 9 tails out of Konoha. Konoha's ninjas all used their ninjutsu and blasted towards 9 tails. 9 tails swung its 9 tails, instantly killing and injuring countless Konoha shinobi. 9 tails raised his paw, swung away the golden hoop, and ran towards Konoha village.
Stop him and make sure he doesn't get close to the village.
Hold on, we must wait for the 4th generation to arrive. Damn 9 tails, fire style fire dragon technique. Water style water gun. One after another ninjutsu continued to hit 9 tails body. Roar. 9 tails roared. Chakra suddenly erupted, blowing all the ninjutsu, kunai, and ninjas flying backwards. There was chaos in Konoha village. Retreat, ninjas and civilians below Chunin quickly retreat. Wow. I want my mother, I want my mother. Iruka, take care of yourself. Father. Iruka shouted and was taken away by a Chunin. Konoha was in chaos, with shouts of killing and wailing everywhere. Every attack from 9 tails will cause huge damage. At this time Minato found Kushina. Bring Kushina to Naruto's side. Makoto saw Minato and hurriedly helped pick up Kushina and put little Naruto into Kushina's arms.
Thank you. After Minato finished speaking, he used the body flicker technique again and came to the top of the Konoha statue. 9 tails noticed Minato and roared towards Minato, and a large amount of 9 tails chakra condensed into a tailed beast bomb. In an instant, the tailed beast bomb with a diameter of 100 meters crushed all the way, destroying countless houses and killing countless ninja civilians. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Minato.
Minato quickly formed seals with his hands, and a space rune appeared in front of him. The tailed beast bomb gradually disappeared into the barrier formed by the space rune, and finally exploded hundreds of miles away.
At this moment, a black hand grabbed Minato's back. Minato immediately became alert and stabbed the black shadow in the head with a kunai.
The kunai penetrated the black shadow's head, as if passing through the air, and then the next second the black shadow's hand grabbed Minato's hand. I'm faster. As soon as Obito finished speaking, a blazing white lightning suddenly came and hit Obito's chest. At that moment, Minato's terrifying reflexes were perfectly displayed.
Throwing the kunai, he was in front of Obito in an instant.
A palm slapped Obito's chest. Densely packed runes suddenly appeared. This is a contract seal. Are you planning to separate me from Nine Tails? The contract seal was completed instantly. Obito's connection with Nine Tails was instantly severed.
Almost at the same time, the lightning exploded, and lightning pierced through Obito's body.
But at this time Obito completed hollow. Obito looked towards the direction from which the Chidori spear was fired. Ye Huo jumped out instantly, staring at Obito with those colorful pupils. It turned out to be Mangekyo Sharingan, no wonder the timing was so good. Yellow Flash, Divine Fire Ninja, he really deserves his reputation. However, Nine Tails will be mine sooner or later.
Ye Huo, your Mangekyo is also mine. This world will be unified by me.
After Obito finished speaking, his figure completely disappeared. Minato walked up to Ye Huo. Is this a member of the Akatsuki organization? Ye Huo nodded. Roar, in the distance, Nine Tails broke away from Obito's control and roared again. I'll go first. Minato disappeared from where he was in an instant. The next moment, the huge bunta fell from the sky and instantly suppressed Nine Tails. Nine Tails gathered Tailed Beast Bomb again, and Minato used Flying Thunder God again, directly moving Nine Tails away. Boom! Dozens of miles away, there was another violent explosion. Ye Huo is rushing there. His eyes flashed, Minato suddenly appeared, and the next moment he appeared in front of Nine Tails. At this moment, on a high mountain somewhere, a vortex suddenly appeared in space. Two figures teleported out of the vortex at the same time. One of them is Obito, of course, and the other is a Rinnegan with black rods sticking out of his body and rippling eyes. It is the way of God, one of the 6 paths. My body needs some time to recover. Uchiha Ye Huo will be left to you. Obito's voice was a little weak. Tien Shendao took 2 steps forward, and Rinnegan looked directly at Ye Huo in the distance. They are a pair of good eyes, but it's a pity that they don't see pain.
After Tien Shendao finished speaking, he jumped down from the top of the mountain and ran straight in the direction of Ye Huo and Minato.
Minato used Flying Thunder God again, teleporting Kushina and Naruto as well. Minato gasped for air. Flying Thunder God in succession, especially teleporting Nine Tails, consumed too much of his chakra. Minato took a deep breath, looked at Ye Huo with tired eyes, and suddenly said shockingly, Ye Huo, are you willing to become Nine Tails Jinchuriki? Ye Huo was stunned for a moment. His eyes widened, he pointed his finger at himself, and said with disbelief, let me become Nine Tails Jinchuriki? Breaking out today, on the shelves at 12 p.m., breaking out. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Chapter 51. 109 Tails, 100 times reward, big explosion today. Minato nodded. I plan to divide the 9 Tails chakra into yin and yang parts.
Ye Huo, your chakra is huge, and you have learned the power of an immortal.
In addition, you are determined and will not be deceived by Nine Tails' will.
So I am going to seal the yin 9 Tails chakra in your body.
The yang chakra is sealed in Naruto's body. Ye Huo, are you willing to become Nine Tails Pillar Calendar? Minato and Kushina both looked at Ye Huo, especially Kushina, who went through the pain of becoming a Jinchuriki.
Jinchuriki is a symbol of evil. It is an ominous symbol.
Despised by his peers. Seen as a monster by others. If she hadn't had Minato, she didn't even know if her spirit could last until today. What's more, now this organization named Akatsuki has set its sights on the tailed beasts. Then just become Jinchuriki. He would have to take the huge risk of having his tailed beast taken away and dying without a burial place. Minato was a little helpless, if it weren't for Naruto being too young. Neither the chakra nor the will can withstand the full chakra and will of 9 tails. He also doesn't want Ye Huo to become the second Jinchuriki. If Ye don't want to, he used the technique to seal away all the corpses. Seal the other half of the 9 tails chakra into your body. Ye Huo was briefly stunned. There was a burst of ecstasy in my heart. Become 9 tails Jinchuriki, is he willing to? He was so willing. If you become 9 tails Jinchuriki, then the system will reward you 100 times more. Your own strength will be raised to new heights. Ye Huo didn't even think about it and said decisively, I do. Minato was very pleased and said slowly, Ye Huo, you own Sharingan, copy my 8-sign seal. After saying that, Minato quickly formed seals. Ye Huo's left eye's multicolored pupil moved rapidly, and Lu 8-sign seal's ninjutsu was instantly copied.
At the same time, under the powerful power of Mangekyo, Ye Huo learned 8-sign seal almost instantly.
Ding! Congratulations to host for getting 8-sign seal. Ding! Congratulations to host for triggering a hundredfold reward. 1. 108 sign seals. 2. Super strong 8-sign seal. Ye Huo took a quick glance at the difference between the two rewards. 108 sign seals is to open up 100 sealed spaces in one's body. The super powerful 8-sign seal opens a sealed space in the body, but the sealing power is 100 times that of the 8-sign seal. Ye Huo thought about it a little and then made a decision. I choose 108 sign seals. The next moment, Ye Huo suddenly felt that a strange force opened up spaces in his body. These spaces are indeed within his body, but there is no longer the same space as his internal organs. The space created by the sealing technique and the space where the body is located seem to belong to two different dimensions. Ye Huo cannot understand it, but it is real. Ye Huo quickly formed seals with his hands and slapped the ground suddenly.
Suddenly an 8 trigrams platform slowly rose. Upon seeing this, Ninetail's huge pupils shrank suddenly, a bone-chilling chill, and a huge and thundering roar suddenly sounded. Minato, do you still want to seal these two little things from me?
Don't even think about it. Ninetail's huge claws slammed down towards Ye Huo and Naruto. Just at that moment, the chakra in Ye Huo's body instantly condensed into golden chakra seal chains, which shot out from the 8-sign seal platform and bound Ninetail's two front legs. Minato shouted, the chakra in his body surged out crazily, and chains tied Ninetail's hind legs. 8-sign seal. Ye Huo and Minato exerted their strength at the same time. Ninetail's chakra was immediately split into two.
Half of the chakra has a faint golden glow. The other half was filled with blood all over the sky.
Seal up. In an instant, two masses of Ninetail's chakra poured into the stomachs of Ye Huo and Naruto. Naruto cried loudly, and Ye Huo felt a burning pain in his abdomen. Ye Huo gritted his teeth, and in an instant, the yin attribute Ninetail's chakra was all sealed in Ye Huo's body. An 8-sign seal suddenly appeared on Ye Huo's chest. Almost at the same time, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Congratulations to host for getting -9 tails.
Ding! 100 times reward triggered. 1. 100 -9 tails.
2. A -10 tails. After sealing 9 tails, Ye Huo breathed a sigh of relief and began to check the two rewards. The advantage of 100 -9 tails is that the total amount of chakra is extremely large, far exceeding that of 10 tails, and they can be tamed one by one. But the shortcomings are also obvious, that is, the evil thoughts are too strong. At the same time, the degree of concentration of chakra is not as high as that of 10 tails, and the power of tailed beast bomb is far less than that of 10 tails.
The advantage of reward 2 is that chakra is very condensed.
Ye Huo did not continue reading. When he chose 108 sign seals, he had already made his choice. A yin type 10 tails is absolutely impossible to tame with his current strength. Please give me flowers, but he was able to tame 100 -9 tails. I choose to reward 100 -9 tails. In an instant, among the other 99 8-sign seals in Ye Huo's body, there was an additional -9 tails. At this moment, Ye Huo felt that his chakra was rapidly depleted.
Immortal facial makeup is disappearing quickly. 108 sign seals operate simultaneously.
The amount of chakra required is massive. Even Ye Huo couldn't bear it at this time.
Ye Huo immediately held Samahata. Samahata immediately sent a large amount of chakra to Ye Huo.
The embarrassing situation has just been relieved.
But these chakras are simply not enough. Ye Huo began to accelerate the refining of chakra in his body. Almost at the same time, the system prompt sounded again.
0. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting 1 unit of elite Jonin chakra. Ding. 100 times reward triggered. 1. 1 unit of cage level chakra. 1. 100 units of elite Jonin chakra. Ye Huo was slightly startled.
I have been practicing at Mount Myoboku for half a year, but I still haven't mastered the elite Jonin chakra.
Now I just sealed 109 tails, and I got it. It came just in time. I choose 100 units of elite Jonin chakra. Ye Huo has just made a choice. In an instant, the huge chakra suddenly filled Ye Huo's body. At this time, the speed at which 108 sign seals absorbed chakra had just slowed down.
Ye Huo breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, I felt that the 9 tails chakra seeped out from the 8 sign seal, disturbing the chakra in Ye Huo's body.
Ye Huo smiled coldly. His spirit entered one of the 8 sign seal spaces. In the dark and deep sealed door, a pair of evil eyes slowly opened. 9 tails opened his mouth and said, "Kid, you will regret it." "Is it just you?" Ye Huo slowly closed his eyes, and after a moment, the immortal face appeared.
The corners of Ye Huo's mouth raised slightly, his body slowly rose up, and he took off the sealing talisman. Ninetales narrowed his eyes slightly. Kid, what do you want to do? You can't tell. Of course I let you out first, then beat you down and bit your chakra for my use. Ye Huo completely unlocked the seal.
Boom. Ninetales slapped open the sealed door with his paw and laughed wildly. Ha ha ha. What a stupid kid, you are really looking for death. Chapter 52. Obtaining Ninetales chakra. Ye Huo retreated violently. The chest swells high, condensing a large amount of magical chakra. Si Wei Shen Hai Wu Yin. Ye Huo quickly completed the seal with both hands and opened his mouth to spit. Sage Art Fire Style has so many great fireball techniques. In an instant, 100 super large great fireballs with a diameter of 10 meters appeared in the sealed space.
The hot fire burned brightly, illuminating the dark 8 trigram space.
The temperature inside also rose sharply. The blood-red chakra condensed, and Ninetales opened its bloody mouth and let out a thunderous roar. Roar! The powerful wind and the terrifying chakra instantly blew away Ye Huo's 100 Sage Art great fireballs. Ye Huo's figure was so blown that he turned dozens of somersaults. Ye Huo was surprised and happy. Ninetales' power was reduced by half. There is such terrifying power. Without ninjutsu, the impact of Chuck's 530 alone is so powerful. It really deserves to be called Ninetales. You kid, just die. Ninetales' black vertical pupils were narrowed into a slit, and their sharp steel cone-like eyes were fixed on Ye Huo.
The huge paw was raised high and patted down at Ye Huo.
Before the claws could be struck down, the terrifying blood-red chakra, which was as solid as substance, was pressed down like a wall by the tyrannical wind.
It was pulled so hard that Ye Huo's clothes trembled.
Long hair dances wildly. Ye Huo's eyes shone with extreme nervousness and excitement. A surge of heroic spirit surged out, accompanied by overwhelming fighting spirit.
Ye Huo made seals with both hands and checked the acupuncture points behind his left eye in his body.
8 inner gates are open. In an instant, all the shackles on Ye Huo's brain were released.
Ye Huo's strength increased tenfold. Ye Huo condensed the magic chakra, and the Sun Wolf blasted the claws of Ninetales.
Boom! Ye Huo's body was immediately knocked away. There is a chaos in the chakra in the body. There were bursts of severe pain in my internal organs. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Ye Huo gritted his teeth, and the excitement in his eyes became even more crazy and intense. What a powerful force. Okay, only such a powerful force deserves to be called Ninetales.
Ninetales raised its paws again and patted Ye Huo.
Ye Huo stopped resisting and stepped aside in an instant. At the same time, he flipped his palm, and the true god grass pheasant sword appeared in his palm, and the sword body instantly extended by 100 meters. Crack crack crack. The thunder light on the grass pheasant sword shines, turning into the sharpest weapon in the world, capable of cutting everything. The lightning flashed and slashed towards Ninetales. Ninetales' claws were immediately cut off by the true god grass pheasant sword. Ye Huo immediately separated the chakra, invaded the fallen claws of Ninetales, drew out the pure chakra in it, and inhaled it into the body. Ye Huo clenched his fist and suddenly felt a power that was no less than the power of an immortal. Ye Huo was overjoyed and turned to Ninetales and said, "Your power is indeed powerful." Ninetales was furious after one of his claws was cut off. He roared loudly at Ye Huo, "Damn you kid, you've completely pissed me off." Ninetales shook his body, and the terrifying bloody chakra condensed into thousands of sharp claws and grabbed Ye Huo.
Ye Huo's expression suddenly changed. He quickly formed seals with his hands, and lightning suddenly appeared in his right palm.
Ye Huo raised his right palm above his head. A ray of white light shot straight into the sky. The next moment, the already dark 8 trigram space became even darker. There were bursts of roaring sounds in the void. A 100-meter large unicorn, completely condensed by thunder and lightning, has been formed. 1, 2, 3, and hundreds of them appeared in the blink of an eye. Lightning-style unicorn group. Next moment, the first thunder unicorn suddenly fell from the sky and hit Chinbai's bloody claws hard.
Thousands of bloody claws were instantly defeated.
Ninetales was stunned and said in disbelief, "How come you have such a powerful power?" As soon as he finished speaking, the second Qilin hit Ninetales' head. Half of Ninetales' head was gone instantly. Thunder and lightning unicorns landed one after another. Ninetales' body was riddled with holes. Ninetales' evil thoughts disappeared. In the 8 trigram space, only Ninetales' pure and surging Ninetales chakra remains. Ye Huo activates the chakra in his body and begins to stir the Ninetales chakra. For a time, chakra, which was dozens of times larger than Ye Huo himself, was sucked in by Ye Huo. At this moment, Ninetales' evil thoughts resurfaced. The remaining Ninetales chakra condensed into a form again, but it was extremely thin. Bloodshot eyes appeared in Ninetales' eyes. The endless negative emotions of resentment and anger completely exploded at this moment. The fox's face is full of endless evil and ferociousness. Ninetales roared angrily, "Ye Huo, you damn brat, I'm going to kill you." Ninetales squatted on the spot, raised his head to the sky, and opened his mouth. The 9 tails behind the buttocks are curved. The tip of the tail was aimed at the fox's mouth. A large amount of pure chakra begins to condense rapidly. A tailed beast bomb with a diameter of 100 meters is rapidly condensing. The terrifying energy fluctuations caused the 8 trigram space to tremble slightly. Ye Huo's face became extremely solemn. I couldn't help but sigh in admiration. As expected of Nine Tails, you have taken away so much chakra from me, and you still have such strength. As soon as he finished speaking, Ye Huo's left eye's multicolored pupil turned rapidly. Wan Wadong instantly met Nine Tails' eyes. The next moment, Nine Tails' eyes went blank for a while. The tailed beast bomb suddenly cracked and dissipated into pure chakra. Ye Huo pressed his abdomen and completed the 8-sign seal again. In an instant, golden chains shot out, entangled Nine Tails' and limbs, and pulled Nine Tails into the endless darkness.
When. .. exclamation mark. 8-sign seal refinished. Ye Huo affixed the sealing charm and then removed it.
Nine Tails slowly recovered from the illusion. He raised his eyes and stared at Ye Huo. Even across the 8-sign seal, Ye Huo can also clearly feel the strong evil thoughts. Nine Tails slowly lay down, and an evil voice slowly sounded. Ye Huo, one day, I will tear you into pieces, drink your blood, and devour your flesh and blood. You won't have that chance. Ye Huo turned around and left the 8 trigram space. Ye Huo looked at himself, his whole body covered with the solid golden Nine Tails chakra. At this moment, his power is dozens of times stronger than before. Is this the power of Nine Tails? How terrifying. At the same time, Ye Huo's perception increased again. He clearly felt that Kushina's life was passing quickly. Ye Huo looked at Kushina aside, her aura was extremely weak.
Kushina held Naruto in her arms, with tears streaming down her eyes, and cried, Minato, I can't let you go, I can't let go of Naruto, I really want to live with you, I really want to watch Naruto grow up, I really want to give birth to the child with my own hands. Naruto makes a piece of clothing, a pair of shoes, Minato, I don't want to die, I really don't want to die. Chapter 53. Battle against the God of Heaven. Minato held Kushina's hand tightly.
Tears fell, but he couldn't say a word. He hated his own incompetence. Regret for not listening to Ye Huo's advice. If only he could be vigilant enough. The masked man will not succeed. Kushina would not have ended up like this. Ye Huo's joy of getting Nine Tails also disappeared at this moment. Kushina has been very kind to him over the years. He had wanted to save Kushina, but in the end, it still fell short. Is there any way to save Kushina now? Ye Huo has 2 forbidden techniques in mind. Sand Shinobi Chio's forbidden technique has been reincarnated.
Rinne Tensai technique by Rinnegan. Only these 2 ninjutsu can save Kushina.
But Sand Shinobi is thousands of miles away. It is absolutely too late to invite Chio at this time. Moreover, Chio's son and daughter-in-law died at the hands of Konoha. How could she possibly sacrifice her life to save Kushina?
As for Rinnegan, Pain should have it at this point. But where is he now? I don't even know. And even if Pain is standing in front of him now, how could Pain use the 12 Rinne Tensai technique on Kushina?
Ye Huo wanted to break his scalp, but he couldn't think of a way to save Kushina. Could it be that he could only watch Kushina die? But at this moment, Ye Huo suddenly felt an extremely large chakra approaching quickly.
Ye Huo turned around suddenly. The colorful pupils turned rapidly.
500 meters away, a ninja figure appeared in front of him. This ninja wore a black trench coat embroidered with red clouds.
There are tiny black sticks stuck in the ears, nose, and chin.
This is the path of the gods among the 6 paths. Pain? Ye Huo was stunned and lost his voice. How come Tianshan Dao appears here? What a powerful chakra. Ye Huo, who is this person? Minato temporarily recovered from his sadness and became extremely vigilant.
He is also from the Akatsuki organization. His Rinnegan contains the Rinne Tensai technique, which can resurrect the dead. Whether Master Kushina can be resurrected depends on him. Teacher Minato, please take your teacher's wife and Naruto out of here first, so as not to be affected by the battle. When Minato heard this, his eyes lit up with infinite hope.
He left with Kushina and Naruto in an instant. Not far away, 3rd generation and a large number of Konoha shinobi came running over. They also felt the unparalleled terrifying chakra of Pain Tiandao.
A seed of doubt rose in their hearts. Is the Nine Tails rebellion related to this powerful ninja who suddenly appeared? Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand, and the Konoha shinobi on both sides jumped over one after another, surrounding Pain Tendo in the center. You are no match for him at all. Don't risk your life. Just retreat. Ye Huo shouted in a hurry, but none of these Konoha shinobi listened to him at all. They immediately pounced on Pain, trying to capture Pain Tiandao alive.
Pain Tiandao opened his hands, and Rinnegan's pupils shrank to pinpoint sizes. Black chakra suddenly appeared on the body surface. Chakra suddenly erupted, and the terrifying repulsion centered on Pain and suddenly impacted in all directions. Shinra Tianjung, a huge roar, accompanied by a roar that shook the air, instantly ejected dozens of Konoha shinobi. Sarutobi Hiruzen hurriedly led the ninjas to rescue them, but found more than 10 people dead with their internal organs shattered. Sarutobi's expression suddenly turned ugly. He stared at Pain and said, "Who are you?"
Nara Shikaku stared at Pain closely, his expression extremely serious. What kind of ninjutsu was that just now? 3 Jonin and 9 Chunin were killed in one blow.
He defeated 12 ninjas so easily. Even he, the third generation, couldn't do this, right? Who is he? Pain ignored Sarutobi and looked at Ye Huo, saying, "Are you Uchiha Ye Huo?" Ye Huo narrowed his eyes slightly. "That's right." Pain Tiandao raised his right hand, the powerful chakra condensed, and a black light appeared in his palm. Universal pull. A powerful suction force suddenly came from Pain's Tiandao palm. Ye Huo felt a strong gravitational force envelope his whole body. The body instantly flew off the ground. Ye Huo's Wanhua pupils turned sharply, and the tip of the true god grass pheasant sword in his palm was pointed at Pain Tiandao. Chakra poured into it violently. The true god grass pheasant sword instantly extended, pierced the air, and shot towards Pain Tiandao with a sharp whistle. Pain Tiandao's pupils shrank suddenly and he tilted his head to avoid Ye Huo's fatal blow.
At the same time, the suction force in the palm increased again.
Ye Huo was instantly sucked in front of him. Pain Tiandao made a black drill with chakra in his left hand.
It pierced Ye Huo's abdomen suddenly. In the flash of lightning, Ye Huo activated the Nine Tails chakra, condensing 2 big orange hands to grab Hei Ren tightly.
Rinnegan of Pain Tiandao stared at Ye Huo closely and slowly said, "Nine Tails chakra, good power. W."
Rinnegan's power is indeed powerful. Ye Huo held the true god grass pheasant sword with both hands, shortened the blade, and tilted it towards Pain Tiandao's ribs from bottom to top.
Pain Tiandao swung his right hand and threw Ye Huo high into the sky, and then smashed it down hard. The Nine Tails chakra's big hands suddenly supported the ground, stopping the falling trend. The orange chakra palm moved rapidly from the ground towards Pain Tiandao's feet.
The next moment, 2 big yellow hands suddenly broke out of the ground and grabbed Pain Tiandao's feet.
Pain Tiandao suddenly jumped up to avoid Ye Huo's attack.
Using universal pull again, Ye Huo instantly lost control of his body and was instantly pulled in front of Pain Tiandao. There were dense black bolts appearing on Pain Tiandao's left hand, and he didn't know how many there were, and they pierced Ye Huo everywhere on his body.
Ye Huo's pupils shrank, and his pupils turned rapidly. Lightning style Super Chidori style. In the midst of the lightning and flint, 9 black thousand-year streams suddenly appeared and struck the black drill instantly. Bang bang bang. A series of explosions sounded. The black sword was instantly shattered by the black Chidori flow. Just when the thousand-year stream was about to touch Pain's body, Pain's pupils shrank again, and the powerful black chakra condensed into substance erupted again. Shinra Tianzheng. Boom. A huge roar arose spontaneously, and the terrifying repulsion shattered the mighty Chidori style. Ye Huo only felt a big mountain crashing into him. A sharp pain hit him, and his body was violently thrown away.
The ground was dusty, and within a radius of 1,000 meters, there was smoke and dust everywhere.
Da da da. There was a sound of footsteps. Pain Tiandao's figure walked out of the smoke. Hiruzen and Konoha shinobi quickly retreated. The strength of the people in front of them has far exceeded them, and even the third generation cannot compare with them.
A deep sense of powerlessness comes from the heart of every Konoha shinobi practitioner.
How does Konoha deal with such a powerful ninja? But at this moment, a bolt of lightning suddenly appeared from among the rocks. The Chidori spear, which was as thick as an arm, instantly shot into the back of Pain's head from the blind spot of his field of vision. Chapter 54 Six Paths Magic Planetary Devastation. Pain tilted his head, and the Chidori shot into the air. Ye Huo, who was hiding in the dark, narrowed his eyes. Actually escaped. Isn't it just Pain Tiandao who came? There are 6 paths in Pain. The path of God, Kido, the path of hell, the path of human beings, the path of animals, and the path of Shira.
6 paths. Pain has Rinnegan. Shared vision. Tendo. Pain dodges his attacks from the blind spot.
There must be Pain hiding in the dark. Just when Ye Huo thought of this, he suddenly felt another strong smelly chakra coming from the sky. Ye Huo looked up and saw a ninja also wearing a black cloak embroidered with red clouds jump down. Boom. The ninja hit the ground hard, kicking up clouds of dust. A breeze blew by, revealing a ninja. The ninja is slightly chubby and has black gems on his nose, chin, and ears.
The powerful chakra in the body is not much weaker than the way of heaven. Yamanaka Hayi looked ugly. What a powerful chakra. Who are these people? Shikaku's face was solemn as never before. Even if he was not a perceptive ninja, he could still feel the terrifying power of those 2 people. Third generation said solemnly, "Jonin, as Genin, return to the village." Whispering, the figures quickly retreated, leaving only a dozen Jonin and elite Jonin staying in place to watch the battle. The newly arrived Pain grasped the front with both hands, and a translucent seal immediately formed. Ye Huo recognized it at a glance. This was Kido. This sealing shield is called Sealing Technique Absorption Seal, and it can absorb the ninja's chakra. If that's the case, let's see who absorbs it better.
Ye Huo put away the true god grass pheasant sword.
Remove the Samahata from the back. Pain Tiandao raised his right hand in the direction of Ye Huo and said slowly, Konoha's divine fire ninja, I didn't expect your lightning style to be so pure, but that's the end. Universal pull. The strong suction force came again, and Ye Huo's body was suddenly pulled forward. Ye Huo waved his shark muscles and rushed towards Dongdao. Kido dodged and grabbed Ye Huo's arm with one hand, but his other hand was bitten by Samahata.
Hungry Kido absorbs Ye Huo's chakra. Samahata absorbs Kido's chakra. Samahata was enhanced 100 times in power by Ye Huo. In just a few breaths, Hungry Kido was drained of chakra, and it became difficult to maintain the sealing technique seal.
Good chance. Lightning style ultra powerful Chidori style.
In an instant, black lightning burst out from Ye Huo's body, instantly piercing Kido's head, 4 chests and other parts. Black liquid flowed from the corner of Kido's mouth, and he fell to the ground and lost mobility. Pain Tiandao was stunned. Rinnegan narrowed his eyes slightly, stared at Ye Huo's hand and said, a weapon that can absorb Chuck. Uchiha Ye Huo, you are really difficult to deal with.
In that case, Pain Tiandao took a deep breath, and the chakra in his body suddenly converged, but he rushed towards Ye Huo at an extremely fast speed. The only way is to kill you first, and then take the tailed beast. Quote. In an instant, Pain Tiandao rushed in front of Ye Huo and punched Ye Huo's left temple.
Just you, Ye Huo roared, blocking Tiandao's attack with his left arm, and kicked Pain Tiandao's temple with his right leg. Pain blocks with his right arm. Snapped. There was a crisp sound, and Pain's right arm was instantly dented, and was whipped out by Ye Huo. Bang bang bang. Boom. Pain broke a dozen big trees and finally smashed them against a mountain. Ye Huo retracted his feet. He had Sage Body and 9 Tails modes to protect his body, and he also opened 8 inner gates. When it comes to physical skills, he is not afraid of Pain at all. You can beat him. Ye Huo raised his hand to Pain in the distance, come here. Pain broke free from the body of the mountain. There was a strong murderous intent in his eyes. Powerful chakra suddenly erupts. Pain Tiandao roared, and he pulled up a huge rock in the distance that was 30 meters high and weighed countless kilograms.
Ye Huo turned around and ran away. If he was hit, he would have broken bones and tendons.
Pain Tiandao controlled the huge rocks and chased after him. Ye Huo frowned, pulled out the true god grass pheasant sword, and the chakra essence turned into thunder power. The true god's grass pheasant sword suddenly burst into dazzling lightning, shooting out in an instant and cutting the boulder into 2 pieces. 2 huge rocks hit the ground, making a loud noise. The ground trembled. Konoha Shinobi in the distance staggered and said in shock, attach lightning style to the sword, which greatly improves the sharpness of the sword. Ye Huo-sama, it is really amazing.
Lu Ju praised, I didn't expect that Ye Huo would grow to this point in just half a year.
The look in third generation's eyes was complicated, including shock, joy, and a hint of fear. Ye Huo's growth is amazing. Konoha village has such talent and is the district of Konoha village. But his surname is Uchiha. The Uchiha clan has become increasingly restless lately. If Ye Huo takes the lead in the rebellion, third generation dare not continue to think about it. Ye Huo succeeded in the attack, and with a flick of his palm, the Yuan Shen Kuo pheasant sword suddenly turned into thousands of sword lights. In an instant, sword light shot towards Pain like rain. Pain took a stance, slashing left and right with his palms, creating a series of sword rays. Thunder light flashed, and Ye Huo suddenly appeared next to Pain. Ye Huo is the dazzling lightning in his right hand. Lightning style pierces the air and makes a sharp sound like the chirping of 1,000 birds. Lightning style Chidori. Ye Huo's hand turned into the sharpest knife and thrust it into Pain Tiandao's chest. At that moment, Pain Tiandao's pupils shrank suddenly.
The hands were clasped together suddenly, and the powerful black chakra suddenly erupted.
Shinra Tianzheng. The terrifying repulsion came again. Ye Huo gritted his teeth, and the 9 tails chakra turned into a big hand, grabbing Pain's arm tightly. The repulsive force continued to strengthen, and Ye Huo separated out the 9 tails chakra and grabbed Pain Tiandao's head. Pain Tiandao's head was twisted, and his eyes were full of shock. How is it possible that he actually resisted the Shinra Tianzheng? Pen, suffer death. Ye Huo pointed the tip of the true god grass pheasant sword at Pain Tiandao. Tiandao's pupils shrank again, and he suddenly opened his palms, slapped away the 9 tails chakra condensed hands, and twisted his body. The real grass pheasant sword grazed Pain's ear and shot, Nords. Pain touched his ears and backed away quickly. Where to go? Ye Huo's figure flashed and he quickly chased after him. The two of them ran away and chased each other for a full minute. Pain's hands always remain in a clasped state, and a large amount of chakra is continuously condensed in his palms. Finally, Pain stopped and flicked his palms away. The black ball slowly rose up to the High Minister who was thousands of meters away. The next moment, Pain clasped his hands together, and a large amount of chakra continued to float into the small black ball. A strong suction suddenly came from the air. The grass and trees that descended from the earth were pulled up one after another and flew into the air. Rumble. The surrounding mountains began to crack,
and large chunks of earth and stone broke away from the mountains, slowly rising into the air and accumulating into a huge sphere.
Konoha Shinobi looked into the void in shock. What is that? What a powerful suction. Rewind quickly and get sucked up, that's it. Pain Tiandao finally used the Six Paths magic, planetary devastation. Chapter 55 Lightning Style? 100 Kirin Group. Boom boom boom. Huge boulders hit the surface of the star hard, making a huge roar. Ye Huo and the ground beneath his feet were sucked up. In the blink of an eye, the diameter of the star has reached 1,000 meters. Under the huge shadow, Ye Huo felt an extremely powerful sense of oppression. Pain's power of heaven is indeed a lie, but he is not his opponent yet. Ye Huo quickly formed several thunder seals with his hands, and white thunder appeared in his right palm. Ye Huo raised his right hand into the air. In an instant, a dark wind suddenly rose from all directions, and dark clouds gathered around him. Within a radius of hundreds of miles, it was completely shrouded in dark clouds. The dark clouds are gathering more and more, pressing lower and lower, as if they are pressing to the ground. What's going on? Why did it suddenly turn cloudy? The clouds are so low, they are almost touching the ground. Hey, why is your hair so fluffy? So is yours. Ah, what does it look like on you? The monkey demon returned to his monkey demon appearance, looked at Ye Huo in the distance, and then at the exploded hair, and said slowly, the air is filled with thunder, and the lightning style that Kid Uchiha is going to use is probably very powerful. Sarutobi, let's stay away from each other, right? The monkey demon walked back. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep look at Ye Huo and said in a deep voice, get back. One after another figures 107 quickly retreated. Next moment,
Thunderbolts flashed through the clouds. Boom, boom. The thunderbolts condensed continuously, forming a 100-meter-sized unicorn that was completely condensed by the power of thunder.
Ye Huo jerked his right hand downwards. A ray of white light fell from the sky instantly, hitting the star suspended in the sky within a thousandth of a second.
The star shattered instantly, and a second white light fell simultaneously, completely destroying the star.
The third, fourth, 10th. 100 white lights all fell down at that moment. The sky and the earth were bright. There was only a vast expanse of whiteness in everyone's eyes. The light within 100 miles radius is 10 times brighter than a clear day.
The nearby ninjas quickly closed their eyes, but the strong light penetrated their eyelids and still entered their eyes.
The ninja hurriedly fell to the ground and buried his eyes in the soil. The light dimmed for a moment, followed by a dense explosion.
Click click, click. Loud noises shook the world. Every ninja has his mouth opened and his ears closed.
The earth trembled. Rock rolling. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the center of the battle in the distance. The sky star was completely destroyed, and earth and rocks fell like raindrops. The peaks of the mountains in all directions have long been flattened by the powerful lightning style. Huge pits and huge cracks appeared on the ground.
The surroundings were scorched black, and the forest was ignited with raging flames.
There was chaos within dozens of miles. Uchiha's kid has such a terrifying talent, he has actually mastered such a powerful ninjutsu. The monkey demon's eyes were solemn, and then he looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said, Sarutobi, I heard that Uchiha is rebelling. If this brat comes to Konoha. No, Sarutobi Hiruzen interrupted the monkey demon. Ye Huo is a good boy? Child? The monkey demon sneered. Hiruzen, are you really old? You still regard him as a child now? The monkey demon turned his attention to Ye Huo again and said solemnly, Hiruzen, ever since Minato became Hokage, the relationship between Uchiha and Konoha has been irreconcilable. Sooner or later, the day when Uchiha and Konoha break up will come. Who do you think this brat will be on then?
The corner of Sarutobi Hiruzen's mouth twitched, and his eyes looking at Ye Huo became more and more unpredictable.
Ye Huo condensed the nine tails chakra into wings and flew in the air, scanning the scorched earth below, looking for Pain Tiandao's figure.
Boom. From the dust below, a black rod suddenly shot out.
Ye Huo turned aside and dodged for an instant. He looked carefully and saw that Pain Tiandao slowly walked out from the dust. And behind him stood 5 figures in the same clothes. Kido, who was killed by Ye Huo before, BCCF, also came back to life. Pain Tiandao looked at Qin Fang and said loudly, Uchiha Ye Huo, your strength has been recognized by me. As long as you join Shao, I can let you go.
Ye Huo was stunned. He didn't expect that Pain would invite him to join Shao. What a stupid invitation. Ye Huo began to form seals with his hands, and then put them together. Centered on Ye Huo's hands, a chakra aperture with a diameter of 1 meter suddenly appeared.
Then Ye Huo slammed towards the ground. Bang bang. With 2 soft sounds, the 2 immortals Fukasaku and Shima landed on Ye Huo's shoulders. Kid, why did you summon me here this time? I'm cooking. My dear, little Ye Huo summoned us, there must be something important. Hey, kid, I haven't seen you for just half a month, how come you have such a powerful power? Now is not the time for the 2 immortals to talk about this. The enemy I encountered this time has Rinnegan. I can't handle it alone, so I didn't dare to summon the 2 immortals. Rinnegan, those legendary eyes actually exist? Fukasaku and Shima looked at Six Paths Pain at the same time. I saw those strange pupils. Fukasaku's pupils shrank. It's really the legendary Rinnegan. Why do you still have 6 pairs? Whoever he is, Rinnegan, hurry up and finish the battle here so I can go back to cooking. Damn it, compared to cooking, the problem now is the ice skills of those 6 guys. You must not take them lightly, they are the most powerful ice skills.
Don't look down on women who think about what to cook every day.
Fukasaku and Shima had a quarrel, and Renji and Road took the opportunity to rush towards Ye Huo. Ye Huo narrowed his eyes and whipped Renji and Road away in an instant. You have used such a powerful lightning-style ninjutsu, but you still have such power, Uchiha Ye Huo. You are indeed difficult to deal with, and you are indeed worthy of me using 6 paths. Pain Tiandao suddenly ran towards the back. Shira Dao, Hungry Keto, the animal path ran to the front, and the Shira path was hidden at the end.
Zhu Shengdao quickly formed seals with his hands, and a 100-meter-tall rhinoceros and a 3-headed hellhound of the same size suddenly appeared and rushed towards Ye Huo. Shima stopped arguing. Old man, use oil. Boy, you use fire, and I use wind.
Good. Fukasaku opened his mouth and spit out the king toad oil.
Ye Huo completed the mudra, opened his mouth and spit out the great fireball, instantly igniting the toad oil.
Shima's wind style immediately caused the toad oil to fully burn. The power of fire style suddenly increased tenfold. Sage Art Gomon. The rolling oil fire set off a 100-meter-high fire wave, which instantly swallowed up the 2 summoning beasts. Rhinos and hellhounds disappeared instantly. The roaring wave of flames instantly swallowed up 6 paths pain. Chapter 56. Group Destruction 6 paths. Shima's wind style immediately caused the toad oil to fully burn.
The power of fire style suddenly increased tenfold.
Sage Art Gomon. The rolling oil fire set off a 100-meter-high fire wave, which instantly swallowed up the 2 summoning beasts.
Rhinos and hellhounds disappeared instantly. The surging wave of flames instantly swallowed up 6 pain.
The Hungry Keto on the opposite side opened the sealing seal and absorbed Sage Art Gomon. What kind of ninjutsu is that absorbs our senjutsu? It is indeed the so-called most powerful pupil technique. It is really powerful. Fukasaku, Shima and Great Toad Sage's eyes were full of shock. 2 immortals, ninjutsu has no effect on them, is it an illusion? Ye Huo naturally knew about Fukasaku and Shima Kai's genjutsu, but he had to pretend not to know. Fukasaku nodded, looked at Shima and said, "My dear, please cooperate." A slight blush appeared on Shima's cheeks, but he nodded. The 2 Great Toad Sage took a deep breath, and then suddenly let out a very regular toad cry. Croak, 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 croak. This sound. The croaking of frogs? Tiandao narrowed his eyes slightly and looked forward. Fire style has so many great fireball techniques. Ye Huo suddenly appeared, and 100 great fireballs instantly hit 6 paths pain. Hungry Keto once again opened the sealing seal, but almost at the same time, another Ye Huo appeared behind Tiandao. Sage Art Superpower Rasengan. The extremely large Rasengan, with a diameter of 30 meters, smashed down towards Tiandao. A dazzling light was released from Shira Dao's head, and the lightning instantly hit Ye Huo's Rasengan. Croak, croak, croak. The frog's croaking continued. The 3rd Ye Huo appears from the left. Lightning-style Chidori spear. Blazing white lightning suddenly appeared, and Hell Dao pulled Tien Shen Dao's arm. The Tenshendo avoided the fatal blow, but the Hell Dao was hit by the Chidori sharp spear. Succeeded. Ye Huo's soft drink sounded behind Tien Shen Dao. The true god grass pheasant sword extended instantly and finally pierced Tien Shen Dao's body. Guaguagua. The croaking of the frogs continues. Everything that happened before was an illusion simulated by the 2 immortals. In the real world, 6 paths pain's body has been penetrated by 6 true god grass pheasant swords. Crack, crackle, crackle. The thunder light shone on the grass pheasant sword, making a clear sound of breaking through the air. Taking advantage of the thunder power to paralyze Pain's body, Ye Huo removed all the black rods from 6 paths Pain's body. Finally, Ye Huo picked up Pain Tiandao's body and clutched a black stick. Relying on the super perception of Sage body, it senses Nagato's direction. Ye Huo slowly turned his head and looked at a big tree on the top of the mountain 10 miles away.
There was a wide cave in the big tree. A ninja with black bolts inserted into his back and his hands buried in special devices suddenly raised his head.
The pair of Rinnegans glowed strangely in the darkness.
Nagato, what's wrong? Conan asked with concern.
I was under an illusion, and 6 paths Pain was defeated. Nagato's voice was very weak, and he used planetary devastation, which consumed a lot of his chakra. What? Conan's pupils shrank. How is this possible?
I also arrived and was surprised. This Uchiha brat seemed to know me very well. He already knew the secrets of 6 paths and used Sage mode counter reconnaissance. He sensed my presence and was coming to us. Nagato said. A trace of blood overflowed from the corner of his mouth.
Conan said hurriedly, Nagato, you were hit hard just now. You shouldn't have come here. I'll take you away now.
No, Yahiko's body is in the hands of that kid. I want to get it back. As soon as Nagato's voice fell, Ye Huo flashed the wings condensed by Nine Tails chakra and flew over.
Nine-Tails Chuck's condensed claws tore open the tree, and the dark wooden cave was filled with sunlight. Ye Huo grabbed Yahiko's body, looked at Nagato and said, I can return him to you, and I can also let you two go, but Nagato, you have to resurrect everyone who died in this war. Nagato narrowed his eyes and said slowly, you do know me very well, but…
I'll give you 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, this body will turn into powder, and Conan next to you will die. Ye Huo interrupted Nagato, and the thunder in his palm boomed, and the white light reflected Ye Huo's face. Gloomy. 1. Nagato's face turned livid, are you so sure that you can kill Conan in my hands? 2. Nagato didn't speak, Ye Huo's pupils shrank, and the lightning in his palm suddenly became brighter. Nagato finally shouted, okay, I promise you.
The thunder in Ye Huo's palm dimmed a little. Conan's expression changed. Nagato, that will shorten your lifespan. I don't believe that the two of us are not his match.
Forget it, Conan, I don't want to take this risk. Nagato stopped Conan, slowly took his hands out of the strange device, and formed a hand seal. Yahiko is already dead, I can't let you die here too.
Ask for flowers, Ye Huo, I can resurrect those dead Konoha shinobi, but you have to let Conan take Yahiko away first. No, I can't trust you. Although you are seriously injured now, you are still strong. If you want to escape, I can't keep you.
Don't worry, as long as you save the dead people in Konoha, I won't fight with you.
You should know that everything I say is true. However, if you continue to delay and wait until the Konoha shinobi comes, I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to escape.
Nagato closed his eyes, and a large amount of chakra in his body quickly condensed, summoning the huge King of Hell on the previous battlefield.
Nagato opened his eyes suddenly. Rinne Tensai technique.
In an instant, the mouth of the King of Hell opened, and hundreds of streams of light spit out from the mouth of the King of Hell.
The originally dead Konoha shinobi slowly opened his eyes.
Kushina, who had just lost her life, also regained her heartbeat.
Uzumaki Mito, who was guarding the side, was overjoyed and hurriedly used medical ninjutsu to help Kushina recover from her wounds. Kushina's heartbeat became stronger and stronger. At this time, Minato was leading the Konoha shinobi, running in the direction of Ye Huo. Originally he wanted to use the Flying Thunder God technique. But the mark on Ye Huo disappeared somehow. That's why he didn't arrive in time.
Ye Huo closed his eyes and sensed carefully. Relying on the powerful perception of Sage Body, he finally sensed Kushina's chakra. Ye Huo let go of Yahiko as promised, slowly retreated, and finally plunged into the dense forest, disappearing without a trace. One day, he will join us. Nagato looked at the direction Ye Huo left, and then cast his gaze into the distance. He already felt several powerful chakra approaching. Conan, let's go. Yes. Conan waved his hand, and the pieces of flying paper folded into butterflies, holding the bodies of Yahiko and Nagato and flying into the distance.
On his way back, Ye Huo met Minato and several powerful ninjas he had never seen before.
Ye Huo saw that Minato's face was pale and sluggish, obviously he didn't know the news of Kushina's resurrection.
Ye Huo smiled and said, Teacher Minato, please carefully sense my master's chakra.
Minato was stunned for a moment, then he closed his eyes and took a closer look. The next moment he was overjoyed, then he was stunned again, looking at Ye Huo in disbelief. Ye Huo, what did you do? Chapter 57 The Ultimate Sage Body with a hundredfold reward.
It's nothing, I just forced those people to perform a pupil technique. Just saved everyone. Ye Huo said it lightly, but it was incredible to the ears of Minato and those powerful ninjas. Raise the dead. So what exactly is eye surgery? By the way, the opponent's strength is too strong. I couldn't keep them. They have left. You don't need to go, come back. I'm tired too. Mr. Minato, I'm going back to rest first. Okay, go ahead. It's all thanks to you this time. When you have a good rest, Master and Master will thank you very much. Minato's face was full of smiles. If it weren't for Ye Huo, their family would have been torn apart by now. It was Ye Huo who saved their family. He will always remember this kindness in his heart. Ye Huo waved his hand and strode away. Minato watched Ye Huo leave. The smile on his face faded, and gradually became colder. He glanced at the people around him and said, no one is allowed to tell anyone about this matter. Yes. Several ninjas responded at the same time.
Konoha Root Organization Base. In the dim hall, a ninja wearing a panda mask came forward and knelt down on one knee and said, Sir Danzo, we just found out that the corpses of the dead ninjas were all well preserved and resurrected. According to accurate information, this matter is related to Uchiha Ye Huo and some kind of pupil technique. Danzo slowly turned around, and the dim light made his face darker and darker. His eyes exuded greedy light, and his hoarse voice became excited. Could this be Uchiha Ye Huo Mangekyo's ability? Ye Huo came to the gate of the Uchiha tribe. The Fugaku and Uchiha clansmen were also surrounded by the Konoha shinobi. Ye Huo walked over in a swaggering manner and immediately caught everyone's attention. Konoha's ninjas immediately stepped forward and surrounded Ye Huo. One of the ninjas said sternly, Uchiha Ye Huo, Lord Danzo has an order that all Uchiha tribe members are not allowed to leave the clan. You left without permission, please come with us. Ye Huo suddenly looked at the Konoha shinobi, his left eye Wanwa stared at the leaf ninja. Powerful spiritual power and chakra are immediately radiated. The solid chakra hit the ninja hard, sending him flying several meters away and hitting the wall. The surrounding Konoha shinobi were shocked. Just relying on chakra impact to have such power, this Ye Huo is so scary.
Ye Huo slowly converges the chakra, and the Sharingan disappears completely. Then he said calmly, Danzo. Hey. Who is he? How dare you order me?
Da da da. The sound of clogs hitting the stone surface is clear and powerful.
Ye Huo strode towards the tribe. Wherever they passed, no matter whether they were Konoha ninjas or Uchiha clan members, they all moved out of the way. The eyes of Konoha's ninjas were filled with shock, and fear. Uchiha's eyes were full of surprise and madness. Suddenly, the footsteps stopped, and Ye Huo's voice sounded again. By the way, tell Danzo, if you dare to take advantage of Uchiha again, I will kill the roots first, and then dig out his eyeballs and stomp on them. Ye Huo's arrogant words soon reached Danzo's ears. Roots. Danzo snorted coldly, Uchiha brat, you are really arrogant. It seems that Uchiha's destruction plan should be advanced.
But before that, we must first get Shisui's eyes.
Shisui's pupil technique distinguished heavenly gods can change a person's mind. Danzo desperately wants to get Shisui's eyes and then control Yi Mie. In this way, he has another way to save his life.
Ye Huo's power and strength left an indelible impression in the hearts of Konoha shinobi.
Especially after Uchiha knew that it was Ye Huo who sealed 9 tails, defeated powerful enemies, and saved Konoha, everyone in the Uchiha tribe was proud. Many Ye Huo's fanatical fans even ran to the previous battlefield. See the flattened mountain top, the terrifying pits on the ground,
and the scorched earth spread over dozens of miles.
Ye Huo's status in their hearts skyrocketed. Some people even worship Ye Huo as a god who will lead the world and lead talented people. In the Uchiha tribe, Minato, Kushina and little Naruto came as guests to express their gratitude to Ye Huo. The two families talked and laughed, and even joked, it's such a pity that Kushina gave birth to a boy, otherwise he could have been an in-law. Because of Ye Huo, the relationship between Minato and Uchiha has become closer. And Minato is vaguely revealing, I will support Ye Huo to take over the 5th generation project in the future. This news immediately made Fugaku overjoyed and got closer to Minato. With Uchiha's full support, Minato's position in Konoha is further consolidated. Ye Huo has no interest in these powers. The only thing he is interested in is strength. Early morning. The first ray of sunshine has just set. Ye Huo finally refined. Ding! Congratulations to host for refining 1 unit of the ultimate magic chakra. 100 times reward trigger. 1. Ultimate Sage Body.
2. 100 units of the ultimate magic chakra. I choose the ultimate Sage Body.
As Ye Huo's voice fell, fairy facial makeup appeared on Ye Huo's cheeks. The difference from before is that there is an extra circle between Ye Huo's eyebrows. Ye Huo stood up and looked at the water. The fairy facial makeup I have at this time is very similar to the first generation facial makeup. But it's still a little different from first generation's fairy mask. The first generation immortal's facial makeup has an extra dot on his forehead. Ye Huo touched his fist, and power more powerful than the advanced sage body suddenly emerged. Ye Huo estimates that the ultimate sage body is at least several times more powerful than the advanced sage body. Ye Huo continued to practice. With the blessing of the ultimate sage body, the speed of absorbing the ultimate magic chakra is extremely fast. In just 1 hour, Ye Huo completed the absorption. Ding! Congratulations to host, you have obtained 1 unit of intermediate magic chakra. 100 times reward trigger. 1. 100 units of the ultimate magic chakra. 2. 1 unit of 6 paths magic chalk 5.2 pull. Ye Huo was slightly startled when he saw the second reward, 6 paths chakra.
Ye Huo did not rush to choose, but carefully checked the 6 paths chakra.
6 paths immortal technique chakra can release 6 paths immortal technique. Now Ye Huo does not know 6 paths immortal technique at all, and the quality of 6 paths immortal technique chakra is too high. If he wants to control 6 paths immortal technique chakra, the quality of his own chakra must be at least only the film level can master it. The ultimate magic chakra is the limit that Ye Huo can master at this time. I choose 100 units of the ultimate magic chakra. The next moment, Ye Huo suddenly felt a burst of pain in his meridians. Ye Huo was shocked and hurriedly used ninjutsu to condense a Rasengan, a powerful celestial being. A blue-black Rasengan with a diameter of nearly 100 meters has been formed, but the ultimate magic chakra in the body is still flowing out, swelling the meridians. Chapter 58 Multiple Shadow Clone, 100 times reward. Chakra keeps pouring out, and Rasengan is about to lose control. If this thing explodes, the entire Uchiha tribe will be turned into powder. Ye Huo could only throw Rasengan into the air, thousands of meters in the air. The 100-meter diameter Rasengan suddenly exploded. Boom! There was a loud bang. It was as if someone was beating the sky drum. The village ninjas of Konoha village were all shocked and looked to the sky. A gust of wind swept down from the sky. It makes ordinary people stagger around. But this is not the end.
Ye Huo kept throwing Rasengans 100 meters in diameter into the air one after another.
A series of explosions kept ringing, gusts of wind swept through. I lost the breast photo of the female ninja. The underwear of the male ninja was blown away. In a luxurious room in Konoha, the third generation is using its telescope technique to observe the entire Konoha village.
In this strong wind, Konoha village suffered considerable losses.
Third generation clicked the cigarette pot twice, looked at Ye Huo 12 who was still raising Rasengan, shook his head helplessly and said, "Is this too much chakra?" Throwing away ninjutsu. Konoha roots. One after another figures jumped onto the roof. Gusts of strong wind made their clothes rustle. These root ninjas all looked at the super large Rasengan that kept exploding in the air.
Everyone's eyes were filled with solemnity. Only one or two of these Rasengans fall at the root.
80% of the roots are finished. Danzo glanced up at the Rasengan in the sky. Then he turned his attention to the Uchiha clan land where Rasengan rose. Within the Uchiha clan, only Uchiha can perform ninjutsu like Rasengan. It's just that the power of this Rasengan is a bit too terrifying. It seems that his strength has skyrocketed again.
Is this a declaration of his power, a demonstration to me?
It seems that it is time to take action against Uchiha. Otherwise, let Uchiha's little devil continue to grow. It's really out of control. Danzo turned around and walked towards root headquarters. After Ye Huo released 100 super powerful Rasengan, the swelling and pain in his meridians finally disappeared. Ye Huo grinned. He almost became the first person to be supported to death by chakra.
Ye Huo reassessed his own strength. Taijutsu, 8 inner gates. Because he was afraid of pain, he only opened the door for now.
Ninjutsu lightning styles include Kirin group, extra long Chidori spear, super powerful Chidori style, and Chidori. Ninjutsu fire style includes many great fireball techniques. Sage body. Ultimate Sage Body. Chakra, 9 Tails Chakra, Ultimate Magic Chakra. His current strength can be said to be comparable to Cage level. But there is a big weakness, that is, your body cannot store a large amount of chakra. Ye Huo remembers that Tsunade's 100 healings mark can solve this problem. If you can get 100 healings mark, your strength can be improved to a higher level. Thinking of this, Ye Huo packed up his equipment, then said goodbye to Makoto and Fugaku, went to see Minato to get a pass, and left Konoha village alone to embark on a journey to find Tsunade. Tsunade is the granddaughter of first generation. The death of her brother Nawaki and her lover Kato Dan during the Second Ninja War caused great mental damage to her.
So Tsunade left Konoha village with his niece Shizune, wandering around, getting drunk and gambling everywhere, and was regarded as a legendary big fat sheep by the ninja world.
Ye Huo made some preparations before leaving Konoha. One is to get some information about Tsunade. Tsunade appeared once in the Liquor Country in the southwest of the Fire Country in the past year. It was Ye Huo who made the forbidden technique Multiple Shadow Clone from Minato. Multiple Shadow Clone is developed by second Hokage Senju Tobarama. Utilize a large amount of chakra to separate Shadow Clone, which can have 30% of the abilities of the original body, and the experience of the clone can be transferred to the original body.
Because of this powerful ability, it was named Forbidden Technique. Only those who are fully trusted by Hokage can learn it. Ye Huo has longed for Shadow Clone. In the past, the quality of his chakra was not enough to learn the Forbidden Technique.
But now there is no problem at all. 300 miles away from Konoha, on a mountaintop, Ye Huo turned on the ultimate sage mode. He didn't notice anyone was following him, and then he started trying to practice Shadow Clone.
The left eye Mangekyo Sharingan moves quickly, and the restless chakra in the body is as docile as a kitten. Then Ye Huo brought his index and middle fingers together, crossed his hands, and the chakra in his body moved along a strange trajectory.
Multiple Shadow Clone Technique. Ye Huo only has 30 units of the ultimate magical chakra in his body. 10 units were consumed at once, and 10 Shadow Clone were condensed. Ye Huo frowned. He could store up to 30 units of the ultimate magic chakra in his body. In other words, the 30 Shadow Clone chakras he divided are about to be used up.
Compared to Naruto who had hundreds per point, the difference of 493 was really huge.
It seems that searching for Tsunade and learning the 100 healings mark is a wise choice. Ye Huo dismissed Shadow Clone. Everything Shadow Clone saw just now came into his mind instantly. Ye Huo's head suddenly felt heavy. This is a side effect of Shadow Clone. Ding! Congratulations to host for learning Forbidden Technique Shadow Clone. 100 times reward trigger. 1. Too many Shadow Clone.
2. Super powerful Shadow Clone. Ye Huo Yishi. With a hundredfold reward, his Shadow Clone will be even more powerful.
Ye Huo takes a closer look at the two rewards. There are so many Shadow Clone. 1 unit of the ultimate magical chakra can condense 100 Shadow Clone, and Shadow Clone has 30% of the ability of the main body. Super powerful Shadow Clone. A unit of the ultimate magical chakra can condense into 1 Shadow Clone. Shadow Clone has 300% of its own ability.
Ye Huo saw 2 kinds of rewards. My eyes are about to pop out.
My heart is even more scratching my heart. It would be great if you could get both of these rewards. It's a pity that you can't have both. Which reward should you choose? Chapter 59. I borrowed 1 billion from Princess Tsunade. Ye Huo thought about it for a long time. In the end, I chose the second reward. A shadow clone with only 30% of its own strength is very likely to be destroyed by the opponent, thus wasting chakra. But the clone's strength is actually 300% of the original body, which is awesome. Based on his current strength, there are only a handful of people who can defeat his shadow clone.
The clone is more powerful than his own strength.
He is definitely the only one here, when the time comes to meet Pankai's clone. He can also put on a punchline. Don't blame me for bullying the few. You are Uchiha Madara after all. After learning the super powerful shadow clone, Ye Huo continued to move toward the southwest of the Fire Country. While traveling, Ye Huo inquired about Tsunade's whereabouts. Finally, one day 2 years later, I know that Tsunade is going to make a fortune in a casino in the land of wine. It has entered winter at this time, but in the country of wine, it is like spring all year round and there has never been winter.
Ye Huo put on ordinary clothes for convenience and came to the famous casino in the country of wine.
The casino covers an area of hundreds of acres and has various gambling games. Dice, cockfighting, poker, etc. are all available. Come on, buy it and leave it, buy it and leave it. 1, 2, 3, the banker wins. I said that my rooster, Pimple, will definitely win, but you just don't believe it, ha ha ha, bring the money, bring the money. Ye Huo walked into the casino, and a woman with half-exposed breasts and red lips came over and said with a smile, children are not allowed in here. Ye Huo threw out a stack of banknotes. There were 1 million nin coins recognized by the 5 countries, enough for a commoner to live a luxurious life. Find me a quieter room. The woman immediately felt that the kid in front of her was unusual. She hurriedly suppressed her smile and said respectfully in an extremely professional manner, dear guest, please come with me. Ye Huo followed the woman through the noisy hall, passed through the quiet corridor, and came to a special reception room. The woman respectfully said, dear guest, what else is important? Ye Huo threw out a portrait and said slowly, when this person came, I informed him not to disturb me at other times. The woman took the portrait and was stunned for a moment. Ye Huo noticed the change in the woman's expression and asked, is there a problem? The woman said respectfully, no, please don't worry, distinguished guest, we will notify you as soon as the portrait person arrives. In the blink of an eye, another half-month has passed. At noon that day, the girl hurriedly knocked on the door. Come in. Ye Huo's voice fell, and the woman walked in, dear guest, the person you were waiting for has arrived.
Ye Huo suddenly opened his eyes. His face showed joy.
After waiting for more than half a year, the wait is finally here. Take me there. Ye Huo got up and followed his daughter. On the gambling table in the center of the casino. All the gamblers' eyes were shining as they looked at the woman in front of them. This woman's long, light blonde hair is styled into a large ponytail. She has the blue-purple mark of the 100 healings mark on her forehead. She has beautiful bright brown eyes, light red lips, white and tender skin, a pair of big breasts that almost burst her clothes, and she wears green and black lace on her upper body.
He is wearing a long coat, a black cloth belt around his waist, and dark blue cropped trousers on his lower body.
At this time, the woman had one foot on the stool, staring at the dice on the gambling table and shouting, because of heaven. Ye Huo recognized it at a glance, this was Tsunade Haim. A faint smile appeared on the corner of the banker's mouth, he lightly stepped on the mechanism, and then opened the dice cup. 1, 2, 3, little, he, you lost again. Do you still have enough money?
Tsunade immediately became angry when he heard this. He threw a money box next to him on the table, put his hands around his chest, and said loudly, Shizune, turn on the ringer and let these bumpkins know something.
A very pretty girl holding a small fragrant pig on the side looked at the bright eyes of these gamblers and couldn't help but persuade, Tsunade-sama, let's just stop here today. This money but we borrowed them all. If they are all exported, how can we pay them back? Where does all this nonsense come from? Just open it if you were asked. Hi. As soon as Tsunade shouted, Shizune immediately surrendered and hurriedly opened the money box. Bundles of banknotes were piled all over the table. These banknotes are all of the highest denomination, each worth 10,000. There are at least 100 million banknotes on the table. I'll load the other 3 boxes as well. Shizune also brought up the other 3 boxes. Tsunade's gambling money alone on the table reached 400 million. Tsunade curled his lips, stepped on the stool with his left foot, leaned forward, pressed his left knee with his left hand, pointed at the gamblers with his right hand and said, is the money enough?
The eyes of several gamblers were about to pop out, and the greedy and excited light in their eyes almost solidified. They nodded like garlic. Enough, let's gamble, let's gamble.
224, small, home wins. 1, 2, 5, small, the banker wins. 1, 2, 3, small, the banker wins. In just 10 minutes, Tsunade lost all 400 million.
Shizune sat down on the ground, feeling heartbroken but wanting to cry without tears.
Shizune, get the money, get the money. Tsunade was still urging, and she was already red-eyed at this time. Shizune smiled bitterly, Tsunade-sama, you have lost all our money. What? Tsunade was stunned, Lost everything? How can I still gamble? Tsunade looked at the boxes, but they were all empty. Tsunade glanced around and said, if any of you lend me some money, I will pay it back to him. But no one would lend money to a gambling addict. At this moment, a pile of bills was thrown on the gaming table. The denominations are all 10,000. 100 cards in one pile, 100 in total, 100 million. I'll lend it to you. Ye Huo said slowly. Tsunade was stunned when she heard this. She just said it casually, but she didn't expect that someone would actually lend her money. Tsunade turned his head and looked at Ye Huo, only to see that Ye Huo was a child with fine features, but the chakra in his body was surprisingly powerful, and it was also an immortal chakra, which was very similar to his grandfather's chakra.
A smile suddenly appeared on Tsunade's face. He hugged Ye Huo and laughed loudly. Good boy, if you are discerning, I will return it to you in a moment. Hello King Nuo, I can lend you the money, but I have a request. If you can't do it, I want you to teach me a ninjutsu. It's easy to say. Haha, I will win this game. If I go all in, I will still push big.
Ye Huo pressed the money and said, haha, you haven't agreed yet. Tsunade pulled Ye Huo's hand away. Okay, I promise, go all in, buy big, pick. Result. Shao, the banker wins. Tsunade lost 100 million in one breath. Ye Huo raised the corner of his mouth and said with a smile, Master Tsunade, you lost again.
Before Ye Huo finished speaking, Tsunade suddenly threw Ye Huo over his head and threw him out, smashing many tables, chairs and benches. Finally, he broke the wall with a bang and threw Ye Huo to the ground.
Let's go. Tsunade grabbed Shizune and ran away without a trace. Ye Huo, a carp jumped out of the pit, angry and funny. Tsunade Haim, one of the 3 dignified people, turned out to have this kind of character. Chapter 60. Princess Tsunade begged me for mercy, Xiaopulu. I can't hold it anymore, I'll break out again tomorrow. Ye Huo inspires the ultimate sage body. Immortal facial makeup suddenly appeared on his face.
Perception instantly increases 1,000 times. Suddenly I felt 2 groups of chakra running towards the distance.
One of the groups of chakra was much more majestic than him in terms of quality and quantity. Ye Huo knew that it was the chakra that Tsunade-ji had stored for many years. Other people's chakra will be consumed slowly no matter how much it is refined.
But 100 healings mark can be continuously stored. This is precisely because of the existence of 100 healings mark. This makes Tsunade Haim, an old aunt who is almost 50, still look as youthful and beautiful as a woman in her 20s.
Ye Huo invoked the 9 tails chakra, condensed it into a pair of wings, and chased after Tsunade Haim. 5 minutes later, Ye Huo finally caught up with Tsunade Haim and Shizune on a plane in the land of wine. Landing steadily in front of the 2 people, the powerful chakra pounced on the 2.
Shizune was shocked. She never expected that this child's chakra was even more powerful than hers.
Tsunade Haim looked slightly solemn, but her face was still lazy. Uchiha's little brat, you're so brave, you actually plotted against me.
Ye Huo raised his eyebrows and said slowly, Master Tsunade, how do you know that I am from Uchiha?
Tsunade crossed his arms across his chest and raised his chest high. I can't think of anyone who has such a huge chakra at such a young age. Uchiha Ye Huo, the divine fireboy who came out of Konoha. Ye Huo smiled when he heard this. Tsunade-sama, since you know that I am from Konoha, why do you still run away? Tsunade snorted coldly. I don't like Uchiha, you little thing, you want to cheat me on ninjutsu, you are resting.
Ye Huo touched his forehead and said helplessly, Master Tsunade, you just said that if you can't pay me back, you will teach me ninjutsu. Sanin, you will not break your promise, right?
Tsunade raised his head high and sneered. What evidence do you have to prove that I borrowed your money? As long as you show it, I will teach you immediately. Ye Huo's mouth twitched, the smile on his face gradually disappeared, and he said calmly, Master Tsunade, are you planning to act rogue? Shizune, step away. Tsunade narrowed his eyes slightly, looked at Ye Huo and smiled. Boy, you want to fight with me, you are too young.
Really? The chakra in Ye Huo's body suddenly exploded, and his body shot towards Tsunade.
Sage Art. BCDA. Deu Chaowei Rasengan. In an instant, a blue-black Rasengan with a diameter of 100 meters appeared in Ye Huo's palm, and he threw it at Tsunade's head. Ha! Tsunade shouted loudly. Blue chakra appeared on his fist, and he slammed it to the ground. The ground within a radius of several miles was completely cracked, and a huge king stone wolf faced the Rasengan. Rasengan suddenly exploded. The light of strong thunder strikes people's eyes.
There was a loud bang. The terrifying energy fluctuation instantly created a large crater with a radius of more than 500 meters on the ground.
Strong wind pressure and terrifying chakra struck in all directions. Shizune, who was 1,000 meters away, was blown away by the strong wind. Shizune was shocked. How could this brat from Uchiha possess such terrifying power? Brush. Brush. 2 figures shot out from the explosion. Ye Huo Nine Tails' wings flickered and floated in the air, and said loudly, Master Tsunade, I have no intention of being your enemy. As long as you fulfill your promise and teach me the 100 healings mark, I will leave immediately.
Tsunade landed firmly on the ground, looked at Ye Huo and said with a smile, "You brat, you really have a few brushes. Don't you have a Sharingan? As long as you can force me to use the 100 healings mark, you will learn it."
Master Tsunade is right. If that's the case, then I'm offended. After the words fell, Ye Huo chakra poured into his left eye, and his left eye suddenly turned scarlet. However, almost at the same time, Ye Huo suddenly felt a strong gust of wind coming from behind. Without thinking, Ye Huo instantly performed the lightning style's powerful Chidori style. In an instant, a black electric arc shot out in all directions. A soft voice suddenly came from behind, "You brat, you are so sharp." Ye Huo slowly turned around and saw another Tsunade retreating. Ye Huo looked at the two Tsunade and said with a smile, "Mr. Tsunade, you unexpectedly attacked, how despicable." The smile on Tsunade's face became more and more intense. After all, the opponent is Konoha's sacred fireboy, so naturally we have to use some unconventional methods. "Kid, you don't mind, do you?" Qin Fang smiled when he heard this. "No, Tsunade-sama is indeed one of the Sannin. He is powerful and experienced. I am far incomparable. I can only use some unconventional means. I hope Tsunade-sama can also do not mind." Saying that, Ye Huo gave a low drink powerful multi-shadow clone. The next moment, Ye Huo's body suddenly consumed 5 units of the ultimate magic chakra. 5 Ye Huo appear at the same time. Wu Dao's momentum, which was even more powerful than Ye Huo's, suddenly broke out. Sage Art Daiyu Chaowei Rasengan. In an instant, 4 Ye Huo simultaneously condensed into a blue-black Rasengan with a diameter of nearly 150 meters.
The 4 clones were divided into 2 groups and attacked Tsunade's body and clones respectively.
In just an instant, the clone was defeated by Ye Huo's clone.
The 4 clones attacked Tsunade's body at the same time.
Tsunade suddenly felt unprecedented pressure. Finally, Tsunade formed a seal with his hands, unveiled the 100 healings mark, and performed the 100 healings technique. A fairy face appeared on Tsunade's cheeks. The chakra in the body increased more than 100 times, and the fierce battle with Ye Huo's 4 clones continued. Boom boom boom. There were endless bursts of explosions. In a short period of time, Ye Huo's 4 clones were completely shattered. The clone didn't kill anyone, so they kept competing in physical skills.
Only then were they all killed. But Ye Huo didn't care. He divided into 5 clones again, and started fighting with Tsunade-ji. No fight, no fight. Tsunade-ji immediately left the battlefield. At this time, she was a little out of breath and looked at Ye Huo with a strange look. "What kind of ninjutsu are you doing?
Why does the clone seem to be stronger than you?" Ye Huo chuckled and said, "How can the clone be stronger than the original body? It's just that I'm good at hiding. Tsunade-sama, since you have ninjutsu, can you teach me the 100 healings mark?"
Tsunade rubbed his forehead. "I'm really afraid of you, and I don't want to waste chakra with you. It will only make me age prematurely, but I will not pass on your 100 healings mark." Response. 1 inch. Ye Huo's smile disappeared again when he heard this. Tsunade-ji said hurriedly, "Don't rush to do it, listen to me. Shizune also knows 100 healings mark. I can let Shizune teach you, so that I will feel more comfortable, and you can also learn 100 healings mark. How about it?"
Ye Huo nodded when he heard this. As long as he can learn 100 healings mark, it doesn't matter who teaches him. Shizune got Tsunade's approval and began to teach the practice method of Ye Huo 100 healings mark. However, Tsunade's lips curved into a smirk.